Hi, welcome back to another Playbook tutorial. I'm going to show you how to automate document signing using Power Automate and Adobe Sign. We'll walk through the flow setup, we'll send that agreement for signature to test it, and I'll show you how to create two simple tags in the document that will trigger the signature and date fields when you send this for signature. If you want to go a little bit deeper, there's a guide linked in the description with more information on all of the different Adobe Sign tags you can use to customize your documents. Let's start building. You'll want to start in Power Automate by clicking the Create button. Now here, for this demo, I'm going to be using a manual trigger to keep things simple and focused on the document signing process, but in your workflows, you'll want to choose a trigger that fits your situation best. So whether that's having a new file added to a SharePoint, which would be an automated cloud flow, the trigger is what kicks off the automation, so make sure it aligns with how and when you want the agreement to be sent. For now, I'm going to go ahead and click on Instant Cloud Flow. Click to manually trigger the flow, and we'll go ahead and give this flow a name. Then I'll click on Create here. And I still prefer to work in the old designer for most scenarios, so I'll go ahead and toggle that off and click Switch without saving. Now I'm going to go ahead and add a step here, and I want to get the contents of the file. So I'm going to go ahead and search for Get File, and I'm going to actually add content on the end of here. And I'm going to use the Get File Content SharePoint connector. And my document right now lives in SharePoint. But here, let's go ahead and we'll find this document. I'll go ahead and click on the folder icon, and I'll make sure to click through and find the location of this Word document. Once you've done this, this Get File Content action is going to get everything that we need just to create the agreement. Now, again, you'll want to think through here what your trigger is, and based on that trigger, if you need to add this additional Get File Content step. And then if you need to get any additional information about this document that you're sending, you may need to get that from somewhere like Dataverse or a SharePoint list. Again, I'm just going to keep things simple and focused on that Adobe Sign process. I'll go ahead and click on New Step. I'm going to go ahead and search for Adobe Sign. And you're going to be looking for the Adobe Acrobat Sign option here. This is a free connector to use. Make sure you're not using the Adobe Acrobat Sign sandboxed. I'll go ahead and click on here, and I'm going to go ahead and use the Create an Agreement from a File, Content, and Send for Signature option. Now here, you'll want to name your agreement. This agreement name is going to show up in Adobe, and it's going to show up in the top of the document that you're sending for agreement. This is not the actual file name here. So we'll go ahead and add an agreement name, and next we'll need to add our file name here. Now, you'll see that in our dynamic content, we pulled the file contents. You would want to have Get File Properties or another step like that if you wanted to pull in the actual name of the document here. For now, I'm just going to give mine a test file name. The important thing here is that you'll want to add the file extension into the file name. So here I'm using a Word doc, so I'm going to make sure that it has that ending .docx. And then I'll click into my file content here, and I'll select the file content. And then here in the next dropdown, you're going to decide which signature type you would like here. I'm going to keep the e-sign option. This allows somebody to sign this electronically through their email. Next, you'll want to add the participant's email that you need the signature from. Now again, this is something that you could pull from dynamic content if you were triggering this from a list or from metadata with the file in SharePoint. Here, I'm just going to hard code the email. You can choose to add different authentication means where people need passwords or codes or anything like that. I'm going to go ahead and skip this for now. If it's arriving in somebody's email, they will be able to sign this. Then you're going to choose the role that they have. You can choose whether they're just an approver or whether they're a delegate or a signer. I'm going to leave this as a signer role. And now if you needed to add more than one signer here, you could go ahead and click on Add New Item and you'd see this additional participant show up. And then you'd want to adjust the participant order in order to accommodate one or two signers. For now, I'm going to go ahead and delete the second participant. Now the important thing here is we're going to go ahead and open these advanced options. Now there are lots and lots of advanced options here. The first is the state of this. Would you like this to be considered in process, or would you like some other option here? I'm going to leave this as in process. Here in the message, you can go ahead and customize this message if you'd like to. I'll go ahead and change this. Instead of document, I'll say that this is a vendor contract agreement. Next here, you can include any CCs to the agreement. You can add an expiration time here. So I could go ahead and use something like an expression called add days. And I can say from whenever the automation is created with that function UTC now, and I can say that maybe after 14 days here that this contract should expire. I'll go ahead and click OK. You can add some sort of external ID in here if you'd like to. Under this reminder frequency option, you can choose whether people get reminded daily or weekly. As an out-of-the-box option, I'll go ahead and choose the weekly option. Again, you can include a document password if you'd like to. And next here are the different form fields. Now, this is where you'll want to set this up ahead of time in your Word document. So I'm going to bring in my Word document and I'll show you where I've placed my Adobe text placeholders. So if I scroll down here, I've just gone ahead and added two of them. You can see one of them right here is a signature for our vendor representative, and the next is the date of signing. Now, the important thing to remember here or to notice is this little name before the colon. And that name before the colon is going to allow us to reference this within our automation. Now, again, if you want more information about the different possible tags you can use for Adobe, that'll be linked in the description. For now, I'm going to go ahead and copy this option, and I will copy the date option. Now that I have this copied, these are the names of the two different placeholders, this SIG_ES_ and DTE_ES_. I'll go ahead and minimize out of this. Coming back into here, we just need to track the form field names. So I'll paste the first form field name in here. You can add a default value if you want to, or you can leave this blank, select new item, and I can paste the other signature tag in here. And now you're done setting this up. You don't need to add this into a send an email action. This will send that email for you. So I'll go ahead and click on the save button and we'll test this. I'll go ahead and select the test button. I'll select manually and click test. And the first time you run or test any of your flows, you'll want to make sure that you're signed in here by clicking continue. And then I'll select run flow. And when I click done, it will take me to the flow run page where it will show me if any of my items were failed or successful. You can see here with the 3 green check marks that these were run successfully. Now I'll go ahead and pull up my email here to see how this shows up. Here is my email that was sent. You can see that this is logged into an Adobe account. It's going to ask for a signature requested, and then it will include your agreement name here. We'll go ahead and see the due date show up here, and I'll click review and sign. And we'll see this screen pop up here. Again, you'll see that custom message show up that you set up in the action. I can click on continue. And now I'll scroll down and I'll see that the date tag is automatically filled in. This is a normal behavior. here. You'll want to use one of the other date tags if you want people to select a specific date here. Then you'll see that there's that signature field placed in the correct spot down here. Now you can go ahead and click on the arrow here, and you can click to sign. And once you click apply here and you submit this, the person who originally created the document is going to receive a copy of this. The person who signed the document will also have an option to download for their reference. Now, if you have multiple signers, this download option won't show up until everybody has signed the document. If I open up the signed document, I can see here, if I zoom in, that the signature is also going to track the person's name, date, and time that this was signed. Now that you've seen the Adobe Sign action, go ahead and build the version that works best for you.